that it's true. I get hungry when I think of you. Like champagne and caviar, you're such a treat. Like cherries to believe, you're oh so sweet. You whet my appetite each time we meet. Oh, James, it's true. I get hungry when I think of you.
Hi there. We're going to do Chinese food today. Now, it's really... Thank you. We're going to do Chinese food today. You don't need fancy equipment. The first thing we're going to make is hot and sour soup. Everybody knows to order hot and sour soup in Chinese restaurants. I'm going to show you how to make it really quickly. You don't need a wok on all that fancy stuff. You need a saucepan. And I've put 3 chilies in the bottom of it. You can put chili flakes if you want to, but I'm going to get them really good and hot because the flavor comes out of them then. And then I'm going to just let that get hot. And while it gets hot, I'm going to get myself an onion, because we're going to make hot and sour soup. Now, it doesn't matter if it's a red onion or a white onion. One of the really nice things to get if you are going to do Chinese food is a cleaver. There is nothing like one of these tools. It's a great tool, and I'll show you why. For a number of things, we're going to use it just exclusively. I've had a cleaver like this for about 15 years, and I use it for just about everything. See, you scoop stuff up with it. It's very tidy. Move stuff. Garlic. We want some garlic. So how do you deal with garlic? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, there is nothing like that for a tool. So we'll put that over there like that. We want to slice up some mushrooms. Dead easy. Cut them nice and thin. Now, there. Just get them. There's your tool. There it is. Real easy tool to handle. And it's so big that you can't really cut yourself because you know where it is all the time. So I'm just going to chop those onions up. Not too small. Again, just cut them crosswise. So there you are. You've got, this is what, see how the tool, the cleaver makes it work. Right. Now, what else do I want? I've got hot chilies in there. I want water. I've got water in the kettle. So you want some boiling water. And that sauce, about 3 or 4 cups of it to make this hot and sour soup. That's got to boil, and we'll just get on and make it into... You don't have to get stock in it. It says stock, and stock is nice, but if you haven't got stock, you haven't got stock. So we'll put the onions in and the garlic. This is not exactly the way Mrs. Chung would make it, but it's the way I make it, the way you can make it and enjoy it. So just get this stuff out of the fridge. I want a bit of ginger, and there we go. Right, now look, I'm going to put some ginger in there for flavor, so I'll put that in there now. Once again, just see how quickly that works? Just great. Just chuck the last bits in there. Ginger is great flavor. Now, I want to make stock in there. I want to make some chicken. I'm going to use pieces of chicken so we can taste it, but if you take a chicken breast or any piece of chicken and just cut it up small, right, then put it in there. It's minced chicken. It's going to make itself into stock. All right. These chicken breasts, these ones here, I'm going to make nicely cut up into cubes so that they... Now see how that... Now I want you to see this. Look. Talk to you about knives. Let me show you. Okay, Snoopy, have a look at this. Okay, if I put the knife on there and try and push it through, it just wiggles. But if I slide it, it cuts. So always slide your knife, and then you can cut things. Slide it as you do it. Then it will cut things nicely. Turn it around, slide it across, and you've got little small bite-sized pieces of chicken which are going to make your teeth feel good. So we'll put that in a minute. We've got the chicken, ground chicken in there making the stock. We'll put some mushrooms in there. Right, we're going to put the chicken in there in a minute, but we're going to put tofu in first. Tofu is great stuff if you learn to treat it right. It's great in soups. Again, slide it and cut it up into cubes. Got it crosswise, crosswise. Tofu picks up all the flavors of other things in the soup, so that can go in there now, right, as well. And this can go in there. There. And we've got a little bit of cornstarch here. This is hot and sour soup. I'm going to mix this cornstarch, which is a bit too much. I'm going to never put too much cornstarch. It turns into the glue. Put that there. And you mix this with vinegar. This is rice vinegar. It doesn't matter what kind you use. You put in about 3 tablespoonfuls of vinegar, and you stir this up. There's lots of things you can stir it with. I don't think this is standard Chinese procedure, but mine right now, I'm going to eat this soup. So there you are, and I've got nice clean fingers. We put the vinegar and the cornstarch together, but we don't do anything with it for a minute. Okay, we just get it ready. Now, I have got a bit of leftover ham. And just gonna, that is leftovers, but see if it's meat, it's fine. You can put a little bit of little cubes of beef or pork in there if you want to, but cut it up fairly small so it cooks quickly. Pop that in there, and that's making the stock. It's really making this into a stock, and it will give it flavor. Wooden spoon. Right. Give it a good stir. Now, already it's starting to get that sort of feel. It's got all that stuff in there. It's got to pick up. So we'll just put that in there. We'll put that in there now. We'll bring it up to the boil. It's going to take a couple of minutes. I'm going to take a couple of minutes break, so don't go away. Come back, hot and sour soup, and do some other easy, quick Chinese food. That's good tea. I like that. Now, back to the soup. Soup's boiling, so what we've got to do now, don't put salt in here, we put soy sauce in. So put a couple of tablespoonfuls of soy sauce and give it a stir, and then see, that'll change the color of it, right? And we've got all the body in it with the chicken stock. And then we put in a little bit of green onion to make it look good. So we just cut this up like that. Great thing about Chinese soups is that they don't have to be thick and they don't have to be overcooked. There's always a purity to them. They're really nice. A bit of broccoli to give it some color, right? A little bit of sesame oil to make it just flavored, right? Because that's the real secret to a little bit of sauce. And finally, you remember we made all that cornstarch and vinegar. The vinegar goes in at for the last couple of minutes of cooking, maybe 3 or 4 minutes. So there's our soup. All right. See how it goes into the boiling water and turns that brilliant green. And then, now watch. I'll just stir that up. See it goes thick and you got that, Snoopy? Now we have to get the sludge off the bottom. It's like low tide when it goes out. Right, now it's been dissolved in vinegar, so we pour it in there and stir it around, and it goes, see how it's going translucent? See that sort of thickness to it? Can you see it? I don't know which spoon you can see it best in, but there we go. See? It's thick. It'll get a little bit thicker, a little bit translucent, and it's done. I'm going to move it over here for the last couple of minutes of cooking. Crank that one up there. Right. And then on here, I'm going to do really quick noodles. Really great Shanghai noodles. Now, I better put a pan on there. Again, you don't need a wok. Get the pan on and get it hot. We're going to cook noodles in here, and the noodles take about 2 minutes. You buy Shanghai noodles, stir-fry noodles, that you call them. You'll find them in nearly every supermarket these days, and they're all ready to go. They take about 2 minutes to cook, so I'll just put those there. I'll get rid of that bit of broccoli for the moment, and get rid of that here. Just chop up the onion. Get the pan good and hot. Here's another onion. Extra onion never hurt anybody. And, you know, Western people say if somebody comes to dinner, put another potato in the pot. Well, I think in Chinese they say put another onion in the pot. But there we are. That's ready to go. There's a bit of green. That's hot. A little bit of canola oil or peanut oil. And there we go with the onion to quickly cook it. Right, bit of garlic. Great. We'll see again. Whoop! That was trying to be smart and do 3 at a time. You do 1 at a time. All right. And the trouble with spilling garlic on the floor, the dog won't pick it up. So, okay, a bit of garlic ready to go. And some chicken. Now this is going to be Shanghai noodles with chicken. So we cut this up into cubes. And see, Chinese food is nice because they don't use meat as a main course. They use it as a thing that gives flavor, just like everything else. So you can use a lot less meat and, of course, save yourself a lot of money if you learn to cook Chinese. There we go, with the chicken breast all cut up into cubes, ready to go. Right, we've got garlic. Now, again, you can use chili flakes, or you can use this hot paste again, which you buy in the supermarkets. Okay? So I'm going to put chili paste in there. Oh. Thank you. I'm just going to put a little bit of chili paste in because this is a hot, spicy dish. Thank you. And give it a stir around. Okay. I'm going to put the noodles. What do I do with those noodles? Into the boiling water, just to cook because they're going to take a couple of minutes. Right. I'm going to put the garlic into the pan to give it the flavor, and I'm going to stir that around so it all gets sort of mixed together. Look at the color that's going right now. And I'm going to put the chicken in there because that's going to take 2 or 3 minutes to cook. Stir that around. Okay, get it all going together. While that's doing, just Snoopy, come and take a look at the soup. See how it's got that great color now, and we've got that nice sort of thickness in it. See? With the cornstarch. It's not thin, plain, and it's just water in there. We didn't put any stock in there. Just nice. Isn't that great? And a bit more chicken floating around there. And we're going to put some snow peas into this stir fry and some canned baby corn, because this really is stuff that nearly everybody buys. So let me just pour off that water, put in the corn, about half of it, put it in there like that, stir it around so it gets blessed with all the other stuff, and let it come up. Now it's going to take a couple of minutes. I'm going to take a couple of minutes, and it's going to cook together, and then we'll finish them all off. So don't go away.
Look, it's one man and his hog. His what?
Everybody around me seems to love it.
Love what? Can we show this?
Me and Angus are going to crash a beach party.
What? No, we can't do that. What?
Let's go, come on.
Okay, I'm lost.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've got a whisk.
What?
Big round of applause for my little hob, everybody.
What did he say? What's a fob?
This is my hob.
Oh, world-renowned chef Aldo Zilli works magic with his little hob. One man and his hob. Thursday at 7 Eastern on 1.
The Giant's Causeway, Ireland. A prehistoric volcanic landscape discovered by the MacDonald clan. On holiday from Ottawa. This ancient rope bridge was first crossed slowly by Bob Charles, followed eventually by Barbara. And here's the man who discovered the famous Galway Oyster Festival, and the Music Festival, and the Poetry Festival, and the art. Discover your very own Ireland at discoverireland.com.
Just when you thought you'd seen it all in yoga,
Cradling the leg like a baby,
here comes Padma
reaching up to the sky.
with a fresh approach to well-being
Remember, this is happy posture. Smiling's a very big part of yoga.
that might just leave you breathless.
Exhale.
Living Yoga with Padma, 9:30 a.m. Eastern, 7 days a week on 1.
All right, now I'm just going to put the vegetables in here. A bit of broccoli and some snow peas. All right, and I get these noodles out of, great, thank you, out of the pot here. Wow. Here we go. Great. I'm getting most of the noodles out of here because I want to use the water for something else. I'll show you what I want to use it for in a minute. Let me just yard that up there. Great. Thank you. You can do it a little more tidily than I can, but, you know, done a great job. Now, thank you. Put that right there. All right. Oh, yeah. Great. Now, we've got boiling water in there. We want to cook some gailan. This is Chinese broccoli, and all you do is put it in boiling water. There's a few noodles in there, it doesn't matter. Put it into the boiling water for a couple of minutes, and you can cook almost any vegetable this way, right? You can even put green beans in if you want to, so I'll put some green beans in. Let them cook for a couple of minutes. We'll stir this together, and we need some water to make the sauce. So again, we'll take a little bit of water out of the pot. You see, most people don't have 13s. They don't have all kinds of fancy stuff. People who make really good food. Now look, see, we've got that liquid in there now. Now watch what happens. I got this soy sauce and cornstarch. Again, cornstarch. We stir that in because it's been dissolved, because there's lots of water in there. Now it won't go lumpy, so we just stir that in and see what happens. It'll go all thick, that sticky, lovely sauce. All right. The vegetables only take a couple of minutes because the pan is really, really hot. And then you take that, and there's your Shanghai noodles. Now that is the way to cook, right? That's how you do it, and you have a good time while you do it. So that's a dish that's been done. Put that over there for a minute. The soup comes out of there into a good-looking pot, whatever you want to put it in with. Just stir it in there and try not to get it down the front of your pants if you can, because there we go. Hot and sour soup. All right, won't all quite go in there, but you know, that's how you do it. And that's ready to go. That's another dish we made. See, I know a guy who runs a Chinese restaurant. He told me that they turn out, when they're busy, they turn out 3 dishes every 2 minutes. Just imagine what it's like back there in the kitchen. Well, you can do that too. Now, what I want to do now is the gailan's cooking in there, just a couple of minutes. Let's put this pan on here and do ourselves something really, really nice. This is Chinese spiced nuts. Get the pan hot and you get a little bit of peanut oil or, canola oil. If you're stuck, you use olive oil, but this is a Chinese show, so it's not Italian, so we're not going to use olive oil, all right? And you need to get it really hot, and you put in a whole bunch of nuts. Now, you can use nuts with the skins on, like this, or you can use nuts that have been blanched, like that, okay? Blanching nuts is easy. You just take a bunch of that, drop them into a saucepan. You get a little saucepan and boil some water in it and put the nuts in it. That's what you do. Leave them in there for 2 minutes and then the skins rub off. I'm not going to do it for you now because you can practice that on the lonely winter evenings when you've got nothing else to do. There's our nuts. We're getting them tossed in the hot oil, and we're going to let them get hot first. Okay? Let them get hot. And then while we're doing that, I'm going to have some tea. This is a great, look, see, you put the lid on like that. There's all the nice things in there, the little tiny little dates, and there's a chrysanthemum flower. Very nice stuff. And then you put the lid on, and then the lid, see that little bit there, acts as a strainer. You got that, Snoopy? See, that lid acts as a strainer, so it keeps the stuff out, and that's where you put your mouth. That's what I do. Nice. Okay, so here's our nuts. Now we put some flavors with them. We get a little bit of 5 spice powder. You can buy that in the supermarket. You get a little bit of sugar. Well, over the top, we give them a good stir. We use this spoon, we got it here. And you just let him cook for a couple of minutes to start. Now, everything takes a couple of minutes. I'm going to take a couple of minutes, all right? So don't go away. We'll show you what else we'll do. Okay. All right, now just get this guy out of here. And we do it. There's a few noodles in there, but that doesn't matter. And then we put on top of it oyster sauce. Now, oyster sauce is a very special sauce made out of, there we go. You don't want too much of it, a couple of tablespoonfuls. Just put it over that and serve while the greens are absolutely hot and gorgeous. Now, just toss that a little bit. That's ready to go. Now, can you hear those nuts popping? See, that means they're cooking. And the sugar is caramelizing on top of them. So they're done. We can take that out of there, and we'll take it out without all the oil, just the hot nuts. Just yard those out of there very quickly. That's good. We've got, that's empty, we've got just about everything done here. And cooking Chinese food, quick and easy, and a lot easier than you thought it was, a lot easier than when I started. It's really important if you're handling fresh meat, particularly chicken, to keep your hands and the board clean. The best way to clean your board is to sprinkle salt on it and rub it with the empty half of a lemon that you've squeezed. Very good. Tastes wonderful. Smells good. That's it. Chinese food, the easy way, the quick way. You can do it. You can do it just as well as I can, as anybody can. Thank you. And come again next time we do something else different. Make it easy, make it quick.